Hey guys, Brass Monkey here, and in this video I'm going to show you everything you need to know about sniping in Battlefield 1. The Battlefield 1 Scout class has 16 different selectable rifle variants by default, plus the Lawrence of Arabia DLC to make 17 in total. Of the 17 variants, there are 6 rifle groups: the SMLE Mark III, Russian 1895, Gewehr 98, Gewehr M95, the Model 1903, and the Martini Henry. Most of the rifle variants in a given group all share the same underlying damage statistics, the only differences being accuracy, hipfire, and the attached rifle scope. However, there are 2 major exceptions. These exceptions include the Russian 1895 trench variant and the Model 1903 experimental. I will discuss these first, as in my opinion, these are the 2 weakest rifles in the entire Scout class. As far as experiments go, the M1903 experimental variant was a failed one. Although it does have the largest magazine and the highest rate of fire in the Scout class, these do not come close to making up for the terrible damage statistics, difficult to use iron sights, or the massive vertical magazine that blocks much of your view. Similarly, the Russian 1895 trench variant also suffers from less damage than its brothers in the group. Combine this with a relatively slow rate of fire, and this is not the weapon you will want to be taking into battle. Even if you were to hit every shot you took, all of the semi-automatic medic weapons have considerably lower times to kill than the Russian 1895 trench. For this reason, you should stay away. Of the remaining rifles, DICE has added a new sweet spot mechanism for all besides the Gewehr M95 group. Sweet spots are a new game mechanic which allow a rifle to have a one-hit kill when the target is at a certain distance away from the shooter. I've marked the sweet spot ranges for all of the rifles on screen, but let's take a look at how this works in practice. Here we have the SMLE Mark III. I've positioned the character in such a way that the G objective location is right in the middle of the sweet spot range for this rifle. The SMLE is the starting rifle for the Scout class and is unlocked by default. This rifle has a sweet spot between 40 and 75 meters where body shots will grant one-hit kills. The only way to get one-hit kills outside of this sweet spot range is with either headshots or if the target is not already at full health. Next up is the Russian Model 1895. The sweet spot of this rifle is between 60 and 100 meters. The scope on this rifle goes up to 10 times zoom, however I recommend turning it down a bit as 10 times magnification is too much when you should be trying to hit targets inside of 100 meters. If you need a little more distance, there's the Gewehr 98. A skilled player will be able to get more kills with the Martini Henry, but its lack of a rifle scope makes it difficult to use as a true sniper. So for the player who wants to sit back and snipe, I recommend the Gewehr 98. Another nice feature of the 98 is that it has the highest muzzle velocity of any rifle in the Scout class. This means it has the lowest bullet drop of all Scout rifles, making it easy to line up your targets. Next up is the M1903. With the furthest and largest sweet spot range, this rifle is great for wide open maps. Players who wish to grind out the Scout class to level 10 will find that it is well worth the time investment, as this will unlock the Martini Henry. The Henry is not a typical Scout rifle as it has no option for a rifle scope. However, it is capable of generating one-hit kills from 30 meters all the way to 80. This is perfect for scouts who want to stay mobile. Getting your scout all the way to level 10 does take considerable time, so here are some tips for leveling up your scout class. First is a beginner tip, which is to simply make sure you zero your rifle to the correct range that you are sniping from. The default setting is 75 meters, but this can be toggled to either 150 or 300 meters. Setting your scope to the correct range means you won't have to calculate bullet drop on the fly. My favorite tip for quickly leveling up the scout class in Battlefield 1 is to use the trench periscope in the Operations game mode. The spotting scope has existed in past Battlefield games, but what makes the trench periscope so much better is that it can be used from behind cover. Simply lay behind a large rock or a sand dune and use the periscope to peek over. You can see the entire battlefield without exposing yourself to enemy gunfire. Spotting enemies will normally grant you 25 points if a teammate kills the enemy you spotted. However, enemies marked with the trench periscope will grant an additional 35 points and even more if your squad mate is one of the ones who gets the kill. All of these bonuses combined together means that an effective spotter can rack up points for every time anyone on your entire team gets a kill. Spotting enemies is a huge help to your team, and doing so with the trench periscope is an easy way to rank up quickly while helping your team to victory. One common myth that you should avoid is using K bullets grants additional damage against infantry and can even allow for one-hit kills at any range. This is simply untrue. Using K bullets against infantry will have the exact same damage properties as a normal bullet fired from that rifle. The K bullets only do enhanced damage to vehicles. K bullets are also completely ineffective against entrenched turret guns. There is one final rifle group that we have not talked about yet, and that is the Gewehr M95. This is the only rifle group where no variant has a sweet spot. All rifles in the M95 group do 2 hits to kill at any range, so you may ask yourself why even bother with this rifle group. And the answer is that the M95 does have some distinct advantages. For starters, the M95 has the fastest 2-hit kill time of any rifle in the Scout class. Additionally, the M95 can still get 1-hit kills at any range as long as the shot is a headshot or if the target is already wounded. The biggest advantage of the Gewehr M95, however, is that it has what is called the straight pull bolt from past Battlefield games. This means that it is the only rifle where you do not have to zoom out in between firing rounds. This makes it much easier to line up targets, especially if they are moving. The Gewehr M95 is by far the most forgiving sniper rifle in the Scout class, and it is the only sniper rifle that performs consistently well regardless of range. The only downside of the M95 is that it has a maximum zoom level of 4 times magnification, which makes ultra long range engagements more challenging. That being said, the M95 is by far the best rifle choice for beginner scouts or advanced players who can consistently hit headshots. With the M95, you will never have to be bothered by setting up your sniping position at the correct sweet spot range. Battlefield 1 has a variety of choices when it comes to the Scout class, and there is no single rifle that is best for every scenario. My hope is that with the knowledge in this video, you will be able to pick the best rifle for each situation you find yourself in, and use every weapon in a way that plays to its individual strengths. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, share, and subscribe. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Battlefield 1 is an incredibly fun game, and even more fun when you know how to effectively counter your opponent. If you're interested in all of the best Battlefield 1 strategies, in-depth weapon statistics like damage, time to kill, recoil charts, and more, then you may want to check out the Ultimate Utility app for your smartphone. I've placed a download link in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.